What's up, guys? This is Kyle over here at the Horror File Reviews, coming back today with another review. I am actually doing an Artsploitation release review today. It is a 2012, it's labeled as a horror movie. I don't really consider it a horror movie. I would say this is like a thriller with horror elements. The movie is Toad Road. And I know you guys are like, Toad Road, that's kind of a weird name. It is a weird name. It does have a weird, kind of odd name to it. But it does have a meaning behind it, and I will kind of get into that here in a couple of minutes. This was released in 2012 by Artsploitation, as you can see. And I love the packaging of this. It comes with like a little booklet on the inside of it, and reversible cover art, which is pretty cool. Which I didn't even honestly notice until I just opened it up that it had reversible cover art. But I definitely like the original cover art that is on the front here. But kind of get into it. It's a 2012 independent horror movie directed by Jason Banker. It stars Sarah Ann Jones and James Davidson, who are both kind of like boyfriend-girlfriend in the movie. This movie's kind of shot like POV style in a way. The camera's kind of right there. There's a lot of drug use in this movie. Camera's like right there in their faces while they're taking drugs and stuff like that, which is pretty kind of crazy. So kind of to start this off, give you kind of an idea about the movie. Kind of a weird off the wall kind of movie. It's almost like a documentary, but not. Definitely not a documentary. It's not following the lives of these people. These are all actors, but kind of has that feel to it. Like I said, it stars Sarah Ann Jones, who in kind of a crazy. A crazy fact about this is Sarah Ann Jones actually died of an overdose a couple of weeks after this movie was actually released and released out. So that was kind of a strange fact. So the main girl, the girl that's pretty much silhouetted on the front there, she's actually dead now. Died of an overdose right after the movie came out. Another side note is Elijah Wood saw this at a independent movie convention. And he actually helped produce this movie, which is pretty cool. I don't know if it credits him on the back or not. I can't read the print's so small on the back; it's ridiculous. But it does say online that he helped produce the movie. So to kind of start off and let you guys know what it's about, the movie revolves around James Davidson's character. His name's James. He is a very self-destructive slacker. He goes to shows, they play music. Don't really know what kind of music you would call it. It's kind of like metal / hardcore or something along those lines. He has all these very destructive, like crazy friends. And, as they're partying and doing the whole thing, the movie kind of starts out, they're partying in his house. They're doing drugs, they're drinking, all this crap is happening. He's so drunk that his friends have to drag him to his bedroom and drop him off in his bedroom. So he's super self-destructive, doesn't really have anything going for him in his life. His dad's paying his rent as long as he goes to the psychiatrist, which he is going to. So he doesn't really have any motivation to do anything. His dad does want to help him, but he doesn't really want help. He just wants to keep doing what he's doing. He's trying to get out of the drug lifestyle, but, his friends kind of keep pulling him back in. He meets Sarah, the girl that in real life is dead. He meets her while doing all this. She's a college student. She wants to start doing drugs to kind of help with her enlightenment, I guess. Some people are weird about doing drugs. They want to be enlightened by mushrooms or whatever. So, James is trying to not tell her not to do that because he's not really happy with the path that he's going down, but she ends up trying to do it anyway. So the movie kind of starts out like that. They don't really get into what Toad Road is until close to the middle / end of the movie. But pretty much Toad Road, and I'm not going to give out any spoilers or anything on what happens at the end of this movie, this movie's kind of hard to follow either way. Toad Road is this urban legend that's in York, Pennsylvania, about these 7 gates in the woods. It's hard to explain. There's these woods, and there's these 7 red gates. And every time you go through these gates, you start to lose more conscience, and until you end up in actual hell. So they call it the 7 gates of hell. The urban legend is that after the final gate, you end up in hell. It's very similar to something that was an urban legend when I was growing up. That's why I really enjoyed this movie. but yeah, pretty much they start doing drugs, and then Sarah gets really obsessed with Toad Road after James tells her about it, and she asks James if he'll do some drugs with her and go down Toad Road to try to see what will happen. They eventually go down Toad Road toward the end of the movie, and all this crazy stuff starts happening. He passes out, and just a bunch of crazy stuff happens. He passes out and ends up waking up after 6 months in the same spot he passed out in. And Sarah, ends up disappearing. I don't want to end the movie. That doesn't really spoil anything. It happens, but there's more stuff to it than that. My thoughts on the movie. I think that the movie was it's a well-made movie. It definitely had its points. Its good points and its bad points. Good points were, I like the way it was filmed. I like how it, up close showed the point of view of the drug use and stuff like that, because I found it interesting. I liked James's character a lot because it reminded me of a lot of myself growing up. I didn't really do hard drugs or anything like that, but going to shows, you meet friends at concerts, you end up living with and growing up with those people. They were in the same type of music I was in when I was growing up. The same type of friends he had were sort of the same type of friends I had. Not, like I said, not so much the drug use, but the type of stuff they were into and the parties. I did get drunk at some parties growing up. I mean, who hasn't? But really enjoyed that aspect of it. The movie was definitely a slow burner for the most part. There wasn't a lot of scenes that just jumped out and were like, whoa, or anything like that. It did take a long time to build up to where they started talking about the Toad Road and what that was, and James to kind of explain it to Sarah. I think this movie probably had a different approach. They probably came up with a different approach to this movie, and then it seemed like a lot of the movie was just kind of I don't know what the word for it would be. I guess a lot of the actors in this movie pretty much were kind of just some of the actual acting and some of the script seemed like they just came up with it off the top of their heads. It doesn't seem like it was all kind of planned out very well. I would give this movie probably 6.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. It really kind of hit close to home with some of the aspects of it, how they were going to shows, met friends. And then the whole thing with Toad Road kind of reminded me when I was younger growing up. We had this thing in town called Apple Island. And it was an abandoned island that we go out to, and they said that there was all these ghosts and spirits and stuff on the island, and we would go out there, and it was pretty similar to the Toad Road, but I would definitely recommend checking this movie out. It's slow burner, but if you're into stuff like this, it's not really horror related. There's really not any horror elements to this movie, but it's very, very well played out. The actors are very good. I feel like the actors, for the most part, made this movie. James and Sarah, their characters themselves pretty much made the movie for me. I really enjoyed James's character. I thought he was a good actor for the most part. Something I read is that they sought out a lot of these actors on MySpace. So I didn't think MySpace was really that popular in 2012, but apparently it still was. And they sought out some of the actors from the actual MySpace. They actually pulled them in to the movie based off of some of the lifestyles that they're already living. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can pick this up from Artsploitation's website, I believe. Toad Road, probably get it for like $10, $15. Definitely recommend checking it out. I'm definitely going to be doing some more Artsploitation releases. I really enjoy their line. This is one of the only United States or U.S. ones that I think I own. English, with English acting. So they release a lot of foreign films and stuff like that. But other than that, 6.5 out of 10. I recommend checking it out. Check out my other videos. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe this one. And until next time, I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.